Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 39 of the Ready Up Gaming PlayStation podcast. I wish. Joining me, as always, is the big bald breeder bruiser, Bobby Boucher. My name is Niall. I'll be hosting the show, as always. This week, Bobby tried to make it an Xbox podcast. He got knocked back, but there is a lot of Xbox news. We've got some spicy leaks and some nice announcements that I didn't even know were happening, so I'll have some thoughts. No, I didn't.
I've been really recent.
I've been quite off games this week in terms of news. Sorry, I've been balls deep in balls of FIFA, but a bit more about what we've been playing. More Liza P, Bobby's impressions, Mortal Kombat 1. I'll talk about that, and EA Sports FC. So, Bobby, how's this week been for you overall? How are you feeling? You sound a bit sick. Your throat sounds a bit.
I'm feeling a bit better. Like I had 2 days of full-on man flu, so I'm kind of still in the recovery process from that.
Mate, I've been sick for like 2 weeks, but I got really sick last week, and I haven't been going to the gym. I literally went running yesterday, but I feel like shit, throat taking.
I went once to the gym last week, and it was the Monday, and then just the rest of the week I died. So I'll just take the time off. There's no point in me going working myself when I'll probably not even be able to fucking breathe.
I was convinced it was Rona. Like, I guess it's Rona the vampire.
I done a test anyway, like because we're going into the hospital and stuff, so I kind of need to just be safe. But no, it was just the man flu, you know.
So you've been working though. You've been very busy. You had a whole day where you didn't talk or chat. Kieran thought you were dead.
Just I sure took that extra work on. So like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's me pretty much working all day.
Do you regret it?
No, yes.
Yes, you like your wage, but like, who wants to work?
It's one of them ones where like once you actually do it and the week's over, you're like, right, okay, it's done. But actually, when you're actually doing it, it's like, okay, I wish I hadn't done this. That's extra money, like, so.
Yeah. So anyone listening, Bobby delivers parcels. He is a delivery man.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make it sound bad. I actually think it's a good gig because you listen to the podcast while you drive about. What was your hours this week? What were you doing? Like, you start quite early.
I sort of kind of go in for around 6 o'clock, and then the days Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If I don't get finished my deliveries by 3 o'clock, then that's me pretty much out till 7, so about 13 hours.
Fuck that. You must be shattered.
I'm used to it. Like, I'm used to the fucking long hours and stuff, not really sleeping, so. But
Fuck.
Money.
Out in the wilderness, as you say.
Out in the wilderness, exactly. That rain all this week, it was mental.
What's caused it to be so busy with the deliveries?
No, it's not even that there. What I'm doing extra is a collection. So I would leave, because it's down in Londonderry, I have to leave at 3 o'clock to make it in time. So I go down and pack it up, and it's like 140 odd, 150 odd parcels I load up in the van and then go back to the depot and unload them.
Mate, fuck that.
It's actually
Do you enjoy it?
No,
do you enjoy it?
Do you fuck?
Your podcast? I told you about me working in Bryson, separating rubbish. I would literally sat in a line, we were separating cardboard and nappies and everything, but you just listen to podcasts to get the day in.
I've been able to listen to a lot more, like, because I usually have like a selection to listen to, and some of them don't get listened to during the week because if I'm just doing deliveries and stuff. I'm not out for as long.
Tell you what, see, when you have a job where you can listen to podcasts so much, I used to hate it because a lot of podcasts are covering the same topic and you get so fucking sick of hearing about the same shit. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I used to listen to like AMC Movie Talk and all this random shit. Just there's stuff you should know podcasts. So
mine's all gaming, like, but the good thing is because they're all different. They're all like completely different takes and stuff that you listen to. So it's interesting that way.
IGN podcast back in the day, and
that's one I don't listen to anymore.
Yeah, I used to listen to
Beyond's fucking shocking.
Podcast Unlocked I used to listen to.
I still listen to that the odd time because I do like Ryan McCafferty and Destin. Yeah. Like them too. Yeah.
Destin's still there.
Destin's still there, aye. He's still there.
Them two were good. I like them too.
Yeah. But like Beyond's went to shit.
Beyond was like, I listened to Colin when it was Colin and Greg. It did stay after a wee bit. IGN used to be fantastic. The IGN UK podcast, the Australian one was shit. That had a lot of personal on. That's what I used to listen to.
Oh yeah. See, I listened to IGN UK for a while now. I stopped. But it was alright. Like, it was just more like a bit of crack.
What about Alana Pierce's and Skillup's podcast, the FPS podcast?
I've never listened to that actually, but that would be quite good.
Yeah, because they have obviously Alana Pierce. You've got Skillup, and you have Jake Baldino from Before You Buy. He's very good. I actually watched the stuff. Do you ever watch him?
No.
Game Rank?
No, I don't think so.
Good. Yeah. So this week, Bobby, I've not really much to talk about. Like, it's just been a busy gaming week. I've been sick. You've been sick. I think what we should maybe talk about is you watched Kieran play Liza P the other night. You didn't know you were watching, though, no?
No, I don't know. I was only watching, and I think you joined in at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, so he probably thought he was actually got a fear that wasn't you. He was thinking, fucking great. Famous.
No, it was me. The whole time. The whole hour he was trying to fight that boss, that was me.
How would you describe his, just obviously Kieran's a listener too. He has been on the podcast a few times, but how would you describe his play style?
Chaotic.
Notoriously bad?
Notoriously bad gamer. No, there's, I said to myself, like, there's no thought process going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't learning after each kind of time. He wasn't like stopping. And you know, if you do a boss and you're kind of, you know, it's kicking your ass right. You're like, right, he does this here, and then he does this. You're thinking in your head and trying to kind of mapping out his moveset.
Yeah, we're talking about Liza P, by the way. Kieran was playing Liza P, and he's not very much he's not a From Software Dark Souls player. Put it that way. He said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there was no thought going into it. So there was no real improvement. And each time he went in, I was just kind of winging it and seeing what happened. So.
Well, today's a big day for me. I'm gonna go. Obviously, you got the new iPhone. I was going to get the new iPhone today. Version playing it too. Sorry, I'll have to wait. What's your thoughts on the new iPhone from you were a 13 Pro, weren't you?
I was 13 Pro, yeah. So I didn't have the wee island thing that you have in the middle because you have the 14, don't you?
Yeah, the 14, the wee island. Yeah.
That's quite cool. That's different because the 13 Pro still has the wee, you know, the notch.
Mm-hmm.
The button's weird on the side, so they've done away with the switch, and it's not a wee button. You know the mute switch.
Yeah, but when do you ever touch that? Do you touch yours quite a bit? I just keep it on mute all the time.
Well, sometimes I would put it on loud when I'm working.
It's different for you. See, for me, it's not. I just leave it, so it's not. But if it's someone like yourself who uses a feature, you know,
just you can actually map it to whatever you want. See, I have it just to the mute thing, so you just hold it in like a wee button. And it turns it on mute, but you can do it where, like, if you turn your phone to the right, you can have hold it. It can be something different.
Nice.
So you can have it open your camera or whatever if you do it that way, and then to take a photo. Or if you tilt your phone to the left, you can have it open fucking Facebook. You know, or turn your flash on, so you can kind of remap it and rework it if you want.
Now, they put the USB-C in. Do you reckon the USB-C is going to work with every USB-C cable? Or, because you know the lightning cables you used to get, the replacement ones, nothing was...
I'll tell you now, because I have one beside me that's not Apple.
Yeah, they never really worked, though. Did you notice this time with the lightning cables? Like, it's not the same, and I don't know what they've done. Obviously, the lightning cable was proprietary, but USB-C's...
Yeah, it works. I that's what I was afraid of. They were going to do USB-C, but there's like some Apple bullshit to it, but no, it works fine.
That's connectivity, but we language.
Yeah. But yeah, I only upgraded for the USB-C, to be honest.
Yeah.
Big time, because the lightning port just fucked me over so many times, but I'm charging it all the time, you know, for work and stuff and night, so.
No, it makes sense.
And the thing is, we're buying aftermarket ones. They're not always going to be top quality, so they will probably damage the port. I'm not paying like 50 quid for a fucking Apple lead every time I need one.
But the thing, like, also I have two kids have iPads, Liz has an iPhone, and I have like 2 iPhone chargers. Yeah. That's always the way, isn't it? It's like you have one charger between like 6 phones, whereas I have USB-Cs hanging fucking from the ceilings here.
Do the kids' iPhones take USB-C or iPads?
No, they're still
so my iPad takes USB-C. That was last year's.
Nice.
So they've been using USB-C, and so is the laptops. It's just the phones that were still on the Lightning port until they got forced there to actually change over.
Well, seems like I'm not in a rush, to be honest. Like, if I really, really was like, fuck, I need it, I'll go get it today. But I'm just kind of like, give me a bar, going leaving the house. I'll probably get it next week.
Are you going to go for the Pro or the Pro Max?
I'm going for the Pro, but I don't know. Should I go? I don't know. The Pro Max too big, maybe.
It is big. It's nice though, like nice big ass screen.
I don't know. I like kind of smaller. I like to hold it with one hand. You know, like I said,
like it really.
Yeah, like one finger. You know. I guess I told you this before. My theory about the size of your phone.
Yeah.
The size of penis that you would want.
What does Lindsay have? The iPhone Mini.
XXL. So. The iPhone BBC. I'm sitting there now. What? No, what's Demi have? She's got like a fucking Ultra Max.
She's Samsung.
Oh, right. Peasant.
Yeah.
I had nothing against Samsung. I had Samsung for years, but
No, I
You
mean,
know?
like, so they're just Android's just not for me at all. It's just cheap
So we were
shit.
excited for 4S, and I stayed 4S until like the S5, and then I got the iPhone 6, and I went, I don't like it. I went back, and then I just thought, fuck it, I'll get the iPhone. But I have the Apple Watch and all, so it's just simple. But yeah, do I miss the Android? Yeah, because I would actually torrent on my phone and beam it to this TV all the time. So I do miss that.
Okay.
I do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was nice. You can
You don't
torrent.
need it. You don't need it.
You don't need it. But then you had emulators, which was nice. But I'm probably not going to play.
No,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing, like, because even the likes,
You would.
yeah, the likes of Kieran all would say, oh, you can do this here on it, you can do so much more on it, but are you really going to sit and do it all?
Yeah, it's nice to think you can do it. Like it's like that
Yeah.
all the time. It's like, oh, I have a lot. I have a Steamdeck. I'm gonna play all my emulators on it. You play maybe once, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah, it's like the Xbox now, you can do a lot more on it, and there's a lot more different apps and stuff like that there, but
needs to
are
be
you,
convenient.
are you going to use it all, like, you know?
Needs to be
And the
convenient.
PlayStation's just premium.
Mm.
It's nice.
Well,
I
okay.
actually went back to, we'll get into it later, but I actually went back to Lies of P on PlayStation last night.
For fuck's sake. Well, we'll get into Xbox because there's a lot of news, so we'll jump straight in. No kissing. Item one this week: Xbox leaks everything. So big bit of news. We'll get through it all. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an Xbox console exclusive. So while Xbox Phil Spencer did say or said a PlayStation version of the Elder Scrolls 6 was still up in the air during the trial there, a new document recently spotted by Axios reporter Stephen Trotillo reveals that the Elder Scrolls 6 is not only skipping PlayStation platforms, but could release as early as 2026.
It's not happening. It's not coming 2026.
So I heard, and this is obviously reading kind of comments, and this is just in the kind of grand echo chamber, but a long time, one of the reasons this Starfield took a long time, obviously people pushing the technology, it was more the engine that had needed a lot of work to make that kind of game viable.
Yeah.
And they're going to be using this engine still for the Elder Scrolls, but
So I think it's like Creative Engine 2.0 or something. That's what they're using now. It's just, I think it's just kind of more advanced version of the one that we're using. But obviously, all that kind of stuff takes time to get used to.
I would like in the Elder Scrolls, the concern I have for it is I don't know if I like Skyrim's just landscape. Because if you look at, is it Morrowind not like all fucking weird looking? Like there's fucking massive mushrooms and shit like that?
I haven't played any of them before, any other ones apart from Skyrim.
Oblivion's a bit more like less fantastical, but you know what I mean? It's still that type of style, apart from when it does go into Oblivion. Like I hate that. It's like, I like kind of, like Skyrim didn't go too mystical. I know obviously I had fucking dragons, but on the grand scheme.
Mystical enough, like.
I know, but the area, you know, the first place you kind of come out on.
It's more like
it looks like it could have been a place, like it could be Norway. Yeah. Whereas I think Morrowind's like a fucking massive mushrooms dangling.
Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm gonna actually check Morrowind, but people probably listen to this and go, "You haven't fucking played it." The first picture I picked, the first picture I clicked on, Bobby, I'm gonna actually send you this. I'm gonna put this in the Discord chat for you. But the first picture I actually just seen, I just googled Morrowind. Yeah, so anyone who's not looking at that, literally giant fucking mushrooms. It's like, no, see, that's too. I don't want that. Yeah, so
No,
at least
doesn't like mushrooms.
I don't mind them. My mate Declan fucking he hates them. Weirdo. But yeah, why is there fucking mushrooms growing out of the fucking like as trees?
I don't know, man. It's all fantasy, you know.
Yeah, so I think I like more realistic style for Skyrim and shit, but yeah, so you don't foresee this happening then, no?
Not in 2026, no. I can definitely. It's not coming on PlayStation. Like that's out of the window. Like I think we're trying to keep things sweet. I know it's not. It's definitely not going to come on PlayStation. But 2026, that's 3 years away, and I think they only announced there like last week that they've started like pre-production on it.
So like another team's doing it in the background, kind of thing.
Yeah, so maybe they've had another team kind of starting on it, or whatever, and then they've took over now that Starfield's out. But fuck me, I would expect expect this as a launch title with the new Xbox.
Xbox completing generations, mate.
2028.
I know.
New Xbox.
We'll get
on the fucking back of it. Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6. That's Skyrim. There probably will be a Skyrim port.
Well, to get even more spicy, Activision was also briefed on Switch successor late last year. So emails reveal that Nintendo briefed Activision on the next generation console in December 2022. So a year on nearly. While heavily redacted, one email revealed the preparations for a meeting between Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa and several Activision executives, including CEO Bobby Kotick, or whatever his name is. The note from Bobby, also read aloud during the trial, was visible in one of the emails, not this Bobby, noting that the next generation Nintendo console offers performance more aligned with the PS4 and Xbox One. So performance-wise, I kind of hope for the Pro at least, rather than just a normal PS4.
Mate, do you know what though? See handheld, see like a PS4 or an Xbox One with all the other rumors that kind of came out with DLSS. Like that's class. Because you look at it now, like even if you were to go get a PS4 and go play Ragnarok, like that's stunning. Even on a PS4 on 1080p. So I think what I'm that power with DLSS, I think that's amazing.
Do you know what the problem was? I was in my head. I'll tell you exactly where I went straight to. The Dark Souls port on Switch is literally the PS3 version. I was thinking, Bloodborne just on a handheld, but then I forgot about the DLSS.
Yeah, so that plays a big factor. So you've had, I think we heard this here before as well. It's close to like PS4 and Xbox One, but now these other rumors showing like DLSS. That makes sense. So it doesn't actually sound as bad. It actually sounds quite good.
I just want the Switch. I love it. Love the Switch. You hate it. I love it. Give me the Metroid Prime on it as well. I'll be fucking loving life. But that event last week was fucking terrible. It's put me off. But
you're correct. No, it'll be good. But, I mean, that kind of performance with DLSS would be, I think it'd be actually fantastic, especially on a handheld.
And obviously more news to go through here, but Xbox have announced their own Amazon Alexa version of the Xbox. It actually generally looks like an Amazon Alexa, doesn't it?
The wee Echo thing.
Yeah, because I have one there. So basically Xbox have announced, or not announced, sorry. The leak, basically the refresh of the Xbox Series X called Brooklyn as a code name. Yep. It'll deliver 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage, faster Wi-Fi, reduced power, and a more immersive controller, which I'll talk about in just a second. But you'll basically get brand new design, 2 terabyte storage, a USB-C front port with power delivery, all new controller, and the same great price.
Didn't notice the USB-C.
Was there none on the? Was there none on? Oh, it's not.
There's none on the Series X at the minute. I'll buy it. Yeah. I buy anything that has a USB-C port now. That's my thing.
So Wi-Fi 6E, so Wi-Fi 6, fantastic. BT5.2, better accessory performance. Die shrink, 6mm or nanometer, sorry, which obviously means better low power efficiency.
Yeah, it's like 20% better or something like that.
Yeah. So reduce PSU power by 15%. New low power standby mode is 20%. Increased use of PCR on housing to 30%. And have no idea what that means. And 100% recyclable packaging.
More economical, essentially.
That's what they do. They just basically, I actually prefer, like, what was the best gaming refresh, mid-gen refresh on a console that you ever experienced? Like, we'll actually go back to PS1. Did you ever get the wee PS1 Slim?
I've still got it boxed.
Oh, boxed?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's like new. It's got the wrap and all around and stuff.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah.
Worth money. The only one I really had, I hated the PS2 one. Do you remember that? How that looked?
The wee slim one.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Tiny one. I tend to like the fat consoles.
Oh, you love big fat ones. I don't like the PS3. I actually got the PS3 Slim. Loved it. Hated the Super Slim. Super Slim was the worst.
Super Slim was horrible. I went and I went and bought it, but I accidentally bought the 12 gigabyte one.
Oh, I did that for Lindsay and I had to get a hard drive and all.
I had to get a hard drive straight away. And I was like, why did I do this? I just wanted it. It was like, me, because it was a new console. I was one that was in Tesco's Cromwell at the time and just went and got it.
Oh, man, it was so bad. It was like deep, the wee slidey.
Yeah, it was not good. I would say probably the best one for me would have been the 360 Slim. It's one I remember actually going for and getting myself.
The black one?
Yeah, it was like black gloss.
Yeah, black gloss. And then the fence, wasn't it? Did it have fence?
Yeah. If you Google it, they're Xbox 360 Slim, because they done two. They done a Slim first.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking about.
And then they done an E, which I have the E still. They done an E, which I never got until after. Yeah, but
the Slim has the wee fence on the side. Yeah.
I really like that one. I went and got that in Game and Antrim. Do you remember when there was one Junction one?
Yeah, it was the outlet.
Yeah, so I went and got it there. I really liked it. apart from that, I don't think there's one that I really was
Can I
took
just
to.
say, looking back now, obviously didn't really think about it, but fuck me, was the 360 a great console?
That was class.
I loved everything. I mean, honestly, that's that console. Say to me, like that was fucking phenomenal as a console. Phenomenal.
That was peak gaming for me. Like that's where all my kind of main memories would lie, would be 360 growing up.
See, the problem with me, mate, I feel I got screwed over a wee bit because I was PC straight before that. So like the reason I loved the PC was it was the online. It was like your first kind of full online gaming with all these people,
Mm-hmm.
and then go into it with console afterwards. It was still good with console, but a lot of the functionality like was gone because I had basically TeamSpeak, which was Discord back in the day. You know, your different channels. It was generally was that, but you had tons of people in it, your whole clans. Whereas obviously you could have party chats. But was it party chats?
Yeah,
on?
it was party chat. That's one of the things I'm kind of really nostalgic for with the 360s. Like just party chats, Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty.
Oh, that was great. Great console. Mate, honestly, even the controller and everything, I loved it. And then,
so that's probably my favorite redesign would be the 360 Slim.
the 360 was a good console. The PS3, what I ended up liking about the PS3 in the end was I used to get torn up movies and put them on the hard drive, mate. And so I had all these films and shit. But yeah, the online was horrendous of PS3, mates. I would actually say, if you said to me now, PS3 or 360, what was a better console? I would say 360. Easily.
Easy 360.
Oh, it's made me a bit sad.
Sad you've had to admit the truth there.
Well, not that. I don't mind that.
So what do you think of the console, the new Xbox now?
I like it.
I like it.
But I like the one as well. Like I like the Xbox, or sorry, the Series X console.
Yeah, I like it too. But I like this as well. And this USB-C.
Side, I guess some people are maybe going to be annoyed. It'll fucking roll down the street, and you put it on the side.
It's pretty much the same, apart from it's a cylinder rather than a rectangle.
Yeah, no, I like it. But
2 terabyte, I think it's a decent same price, but you're getting rid of the disk drive for an extra terabyte of storage. So,
right, I want to talk about this. Guys, think this. Obviously, you've heard in the podcast many times. I worked at Game for 6 years. I left knowing that I was like, these guys are not going to be around. I left in 2019. I was like, these guys are going to be around in 3 years.
Yeah,
because they're still here. They're fucked. Absolutely fucked. They're gone. GameStop, everyone, they're fucked. I don't know where you like. They must be shitting themselves
because obviously Xbox and PlayStation make more money off digital games because it's all their revenue, especially if it's first party.
50%. 50%. I think gaming all got
75% of series consoles are the S.
Right, I believe it. Here we console.
So maybe that's kind of pushed down as well. Right, well, 75% of the people that's actually buying our console is buying the digital version.
And I was thinking about it. I said in the chat that I was like, how annoying would it be? Because I always I jump around games so much. Like I'll play 10 minutes here and play and jump on another game. See if I had to change discs, mate.
Yeah,
literally just ruin me.
Yeah,
like so convenience is so big a factor, and it's
I love digital. Absolutely love digital. I used to be like full on buying discs, trading them in because that was just how I had to consume games and how I could afford games. But now I love just getting them on digital, and then me and you, we've built quite a good fucking library this year of games. That's only been a year, so.
But even at that, but you're like PlayStation Extra and your deals on digital. It's not like it used to be. Digital used to be you were penalised for fucking years.
Yeah.
Like you never got deals really. It was always dear as fuck.
You know, and then with the likes of CD keys and stuff too. I know PlayStation, you don't really get keys for, but I was able to get £60 for £53 on CD keys.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
So I could save £7. Sure, after the podcast last week, I went and bought that fucking laser piece for you.
We'll talk about it in a minute. We'll talk about it. So the controller. So they announced also alongside, or they didn't announce it, leaked it, but a controller that's going to change up. Overall, basically, you have kind of a weird style of controller. I don't know what I think about. I don't know what I think about it. It basically has pants, trousers.
Yeah.
What do you think about the design? I like the black. I don't like the
color.
I don't like the handles. I like the black on the white at the top and the buttons, but I don't even know what's on.
I don't think this is what we're going to get. I think they're going to do a redesign of the color, like at least have multiple colors, because the two-tone, it does look like pants. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you've done it right, we're kind of the way the Elite is, where even the white Xbox Elite controller is white, and then you've got like the black grip handle, so it doesn't look like that. Just looks like it's wearing a pair of pants.
And personally, yeah, it's more the wee lines going straight across from right below the right stick there. Yeah, but
yeah.
so the main features, okay. So play anywhere. You get Xbox Wireless 2. I'm not too sure what that actually means.
It just means like, so if you have it connected to your phone, your PC, your Xbox, you just double tap the button at the top whenever you turn it on,
Yes.
and that'll
Yeah,
swap it over.
Direct to cloud. What do you think that means?
No idea.
Would that mean? I wonder if it means like if you have it on an app, for example. I don't know, but obviously
Maybe like with the Samsung TV gaming and stuff like that, possibly.
yeah, maybe. But you're maybe connecting to the cloud directly rather than the Xbox or the TV. No, that must be what it is. You would assume that there's a latency because you're telling your TV and then you're telling, I don't know, fuck, it sounds weird. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense actually. Bluetooth 5.2, seamless pair and switch, new mobile app features. So see pair devices and cloud, so you actually see where the controllers
that's
cool. Manage devices and accessories. They've also added precision haptic feedback. You say haptics doubles the speakers, similar to what the Nintendo Switch does. Do you ever have that? The Switch will sing to you and all?
No, I haven't played it enough, I suppose.
Have you never done that? I've done that. Like it'll actually be able to play a song, but it's like a free vibration. Accelerometer. See the accelerometer? I'm always thinking of the 6-axis. What that would that be? What that is? Where you have kind of like, do you think like Zelda, where you can aim your crossbow with moving it?
I think so, yeah, because they have said that there's that gyro in it, something like that.
I use that in Horizon. I like that. Some people don't like it at all.
Yeah, this has gyro.
Much more accurate. Do you know why it is? Because you use your sticks to get it perfect or near perfect, and then it's just small finesses. Yeah. Like that's how Splatoon's played on Switch.
I think I actually done that with Zelda as well, actually.
Yeah, it's great.
It was just kind of natural though when I was doing it. It wasn't like kind of out of my way or anything.
It is. The reason is it's just for tiny little movements. Actually, more games should have it. Quieter buttons and thumbsticks. So rechargeable and swappable battery. You also get recycled materials, less resin, repair and disassembly, which is good actually. So you can actually repair and you can actually disassemble, like if your RB bricks, for example.
Yeah. So what Microsoft done now, they've actually set up on their website. You can go and buy their official parts for repairs.
That's pretty cool.
You know, getting third party or stuff like that. Or you can actually buy just the official parts to put on yourself.
This is quite cool. Lift to wake. What do you think of
that? It is quite cool. As long as like nobody just
starting. But like it might just probably just turn off after a few seconds if it notices.
Yeah, so that's like, you know, you sit down, you grab your controller, your Xbox will power on.
Okay, well, that's a bit annoying if you fucking sitting there and just moving the controller. Beep, for fuck's sake.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, I'd say you could turn it off, but like if it's sitting in a position where you're not going to be moving it about and stuff like that there, because if the missus was up clean or whatever, she left it and just fucking.
And all you have to do is tap A instead of hold.
Aye.
If you tap like that would be nice. But no, I think overall, like these are very positive moves. Like I think could convince me to get an Xbox in the future. Told you, I was telling the Xbox a good thing. When's this supposed to be announced or coming next year?
This is meant to be coming next year. There's also a Series S refresh as well, but there was no leaks on that. There was a leak about it, but there was no pictures or anything with it. And it's meant to be coming August next year, and this is like October or September.
Interesting. More news obviously came from that as rumors, but Fallout 3 and Oblivion, Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion getting remastered. Elder Scrolls I can see. Fallout 3 I don't think doesn't make any sense.
No, unless it's to me, unless it's like I think another podcast is saying this too. Like it just doesn't make sense for Fallout 3 because it's already 4K 60 on the Series X. So it would need a remake rather than a remaster if they're going to do anything with it.
I think Elder Scrolls needs a remake as well if you're going to touch it. I will say, I don't think you need you really just need to go and touch up a lot of assets probably. A proper remaster rather than just
the Xbox does in the background. But I mean,
you've never played Oblivion, haven't you? Not?
No, the only one I've played Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls.
Okay, Fallout 3 it's not for me. Can you hear him screaming? My son's like having a fucking fit there.
No, okay. No, Fallout 3's my probably favorite Bethesda game, so I would play that again, 100%.
I tried that recently, remember, and I was like, it's just not for me.
I love it.
Who's crying now? See, my house is just kids crying all the time. Abba must cry 4 times in the morning before even going to school.
Is Lindsay in?
Yeah, she is. 1 second. I'm telling him to fuck up. 1 second. Just had to go bait the kids. I'm joking. So Xbox planning to release a next gen console also in 2028, which you were talking about that you were thinking the next Elder Scrolls
yeah.
for this. So one document released mentions that the new Xbox system will be a next generation hybrid game platform with development kits slated to launch in 2027. More interestingly, document you can view above mentions a thin OS for sub $99 consumer or handheld device, implying that Microsoft may release a handheld device to cloud gaming dedicated to cloud games. What's your thoughts on that?
So the hybrid means they're going to be. There's more to it, like, but I didn't put it all in instead of reading it all. But it's to do with the cloud. So they're making it like a hybrid with the cloud game. And you know the way like Kojima's kind of utilizing the cloud to make his game.
This gives me Crackdown vibes. Remember?
Yeah, and it just didn't at the market. I don't think or Crackdown was crap, wasn't it?
We'll offload some processing power for the cloud.
Yeah.
Disruption. I don't know, mate. Cloud gaming, I'm still not sold on it.
And they're going to be doing as well their own version of DLSS. That was another thing they're adding into it.
It's pretty good if you can get it going good. I mean, I'd fucking hit AMD's version FSR.
That's woeful. Like
the wee $99 like kind of. I just don't know why they don't put cloud apps all over the TVs. Like RLG's doesn't have it. Why not?
No. Why not? It only seems to be Samsung's, isn't it?
And funny enough, I was in my dad's house and I had the Fire Stick on, and it said Arkham Knight play on Fire TV. So they're obviously cloud streaming it.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. So yeah, I don't know why they just don't give you cloud straight on your fucking TV. Like you don't need wee devices, do you? Sure, you can make things well.
You just even with the Samsung TV, it's just an app, and then you connect a Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, whatever you want.
Yeah, excited. So I don't think we're gonna get Bobby. I think we should talk about this because the next console 4 years basically it's nearly into 2024. You're not gonna get a pro version of Series X. How does that make you feel if you don't?
I was actually going to talk about this here because I wanted to bring it up. I was like, if PlayStation do a Pro next year, which they're rumored to be doing, and Xbox don't, that doesn't put Xbox in a very good position.
Depends. Xbox are general consumers, mate. A lot of the
I mean, like,
you know,
if it was me, right? Say I didn't even have a PS5, I was just solely Series X, and I find out that next year a new Series X is coming out, but it's just digital, and also a new PS5 is coming out, but it's a Pro, so everything's going to be fucking significantly better. I would move because of me wanting quality.
Mm-hmm.
I would move and I would pay extra. Like I'd happily pay £700 for a PS5 that's going to do fucking 4K 60 and 120 and everything, and not have to look at 30 FPS again. 100%.
I wonder how many Pros sold of the PlayStation 4 Pros.
I don't think it's a lot.
No, I don't think the average consumer there. Maybe Xbox are thinking, you know what, we're not going for that kind of market.
Yeah, because I think that was actually said before. Like the average person wouldn't go and buy the Pro. It's us that would.
Yeah.
Which is a minority, I would say. You know, because there's at that time, like not a lot of people even had a 4K TV.
Yeah, like yeah. So
I mean, who has a 4K 120 TV that you know?
Oh, fucking no one really. It's me and you.
Me and you and Steve. I know he has one too, but that's it.
Yeah, but I really need a Pro. I'm sorry.
I've telling you, like we'll be there both in game midnight launch for PS5 Pro, like.
But yeah, it's just mate. Honestly, see if you turn around and said, you know what, every year we're gonna bring out a new refresh of console. It's gonna be £500 every year. I'd be like, no bar, no worries.
I bet.
100%. Like, why not? People upgrade their phones. Like, why not?
Yeah.
But
I would.
I don't think Xbox is going for the same. Xbox are a different game plan this time, right? Like, don't know, like completely.
I think they've switched gears, like, because they came out there with the Series X, like, this is the most powerful console, and we're flaunting that everywhere. But if they're not doing a Pro and the PS5 are, they're going to lose that title, obviously, that they've kind of gloated about for so long at the start. But for me, that's a loss, like, for me, like.
Even though it's the most powerful console, see, like, it's just like you were saying in Baldur's Gate being like choppy on PlayStation. In my head, I'm like, Xbox is going to be the exact same. It might run better with the VRR being better implemented, but like, has any game really ran much worse? It's not like 360 and PS3, which was ridiculous because 360 was PS3 was more powerful, but 360 just ruined it because of the fucking cell processor. The 360 ran every game better, but it's really just these days. It doesn't really matter, does it? Too much?
No.
But
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just think it's bad personally, but then that's just me as as type of consumer I am. Like where I would want an Xbox Pro because I don't want to. Obviously, the PC I have is probably going to be more powerful than whatever the Pro version is going to be. But I don't like playing on PC. PC sucks.
Oh, PC. And I'm just like fuck PC. Like, so Phil Spencer also got a leak from his emails. He really wants to buy Nintendo. So during the trial, it was revealed that Microsoft had its eyes on 100 devs. Microsoft considered acquiring at one point before narrowed down to 8, including studios Sega, Square Enix, and Sega. However, there's another studio Xbox was eyeing, Nintendo. An email from August 2020 revealed that Spencer was enthusiastic about acquiring the studio that behind a beloved, why did they say studio? Company. Behind beloved video game franchises such as Mario, Legend of Zelda. Spencer noted in the email that the acquisition would be a career moment if it happened. The email also revealed that Spencer was interested in acquiring Valve and Warner Brothers Interactive, the latter of which would mean Xbox would own developers such as NetherRealm and Rocksteady. Though it doesn't say here, they wouldn't gain an IP, supposedly, from what I read.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the IP because they don't own the IP. Because I think that was one of the issues was they were actually they're actually in talks with Warner Brothers and Bethesda at the same time, and then they ended up falling through and they went for Bethesda. But I think getting them studios without, I think the IP they were on about would be the, like the DC stuff.
Yeah, the DC shit.
Because I think the NetherRealm stuff obviously own Mortal Kombat, so that would come over, but it's more like the Batmans and things like that.
So you love all this, like you're loving them buying everything. You're thinking, great, you want them to buy Nintendo.
Realistically,
why?
No. After Activision, I think they need to. They probably should buy Crystal from Embracer because Embracer's going to shit at the minute and selling everybody and disbanding like everybody. So I think they should buy Crystal because that makes sense for them. They're working on Perfect Dark and stuff.
Yeah,
and I think that should be it. I think they should just settle down and start to kind of build whatever kind of gaming future that they want, build their kind of market and stuff like that. So I think they need to wind down a wee bit and try and build their portfolio up. Personally,
I was on the PC subreddit. I didn't read in too much about it, I'll be honest. And the truth be told, I know the whole now I like Xbox and or PlayStation and all. Don't think any company should be banned tons. Like, it's good and it's bad. Like, you look at, I don't know, if you look at this, so Disney bought Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't doing anything with Star Wars. George Lucas wasn't doing fuck all since fucking the third fucking prequel or whatever. So it was kind of like, well, you're not doing anything with it. We want more Star Wars shit, and I give us it. Yeah. And obviously, a lot of that turned out, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know, over the grand scheme of things, has it been more of a positive thing or a negative thing? In my opinion, probably more positive than negative. Yeah.
I would say positive for Star Wars.
The new trilogy is fucking, apart from the first one, is bullshit in my opinion, but I don't know what you think about
it. The shows are very good.
Shows are good. Shows are better than
the very good. This Ahsoka at the minute is fucking fantastic.
I watch that still, but
it's really, really good.
But if you take Nintendo, who's on the top of their game, and give it the Xbox, now I'm not sure. My intention would say Xbox goes hands off.
Yeah.
And I know we can go, but they won't do anything. For now, that's not to say they won't always stay that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, just keep them independent, because then you know that that's their kind of philosophy. Whereas if you do, but they get bought, things change. Like, you know what I mean? It's not to say Phil Spencer's going to be there in 10 years. He might not be. And then who knows who comes in and then thinks, oh, actually, no, we want this.
And they actually cost less than Activision.
Mental.
55 billion it works out around. Now, you would obviously pay a wee bit more than that there to get them, but that's sort of kind of around their market cap. And
if you look at Activision, like they're not in a fantastic place at the moment. Like you've still obviously Call of Duty there, which is great, but they're fucked up. The Tony Hawk, they've just taken everyone off that and put on the World of Warcraft and a bit up and down. Like
that's where I think Xbox ban them is good, because they'll own all that IP and they'll give them a break from Call of Duty in the sense like maybe they do make it 2 years, like the rumor to every 2 years new Call of Duty comes out. Kind of freeze them up and they can work on the IP that they have. Crash, because that Crash 4 and all was fantastic. Get us a new Sparrow, Tony Hawk,
Guitar Hero. That's a good purchase. Even Warner Brothers, I would actually be all right with Warner Brothers, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to get into too much. Well, I'm going to get into it a little bit, but Like there's problems in Mortal Kombat that I think's relating to trying to get the game out quickly. And also you've seen shit with Rocksteady's Suicide Squad, and there's obviously stuff. I don't even know. Like obviously they have them two teams. Who else is with Warner Brothers? Obviously,
You
Monolith.
got Monolith, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Really, you've got Rocksteady, Monolith. You've got who's the one that done Gotham Knights?
Fuck Montreal.
Montreal. So you've got them, Rocksteady, NetherRealm, Monolith.
Like me, that's it. Right now they're a bit rocky, and I'll obviously get into why what I think about Mortal Kombat in a bit. But like to me, they're rocky, so they could actually probably do well with having a bit more.
Yeah.
Like come in, take your time, rather than know you need to get something out. So that purchase would make sense. Valve, don't touch Valve. Do not touch Valve. I mean, that would be people online on the PCs or whatever going mental because they don't want.
But nothing would change. Nothing would change for them though. Like at the end of the day,
that's, total monopoly basically at that stage you're going for.
Yeah, because they would just own the PC market pretty much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's just like no.
Which I don't think it's a bad thing though, because they could integrate Game Pass into Valve and the Steam.
Yeah, but the whole talked about. See, in the 90s, like Microsoft were like pulled on this loads for ban shit.
Aye.
And don't know, mate, it's good when you think about it that way, but if you think about the long term, it's like, you know what, maybe it's not.
They had to though, like for Xbox, or else there wouldn't be an Xbox.
Like I would want
5 studios in like what 2015 or something like that. With 5 studios.
Like, would you trust Xbox to buy FromSoft?
I think so now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like
no, I do think so now, because I think they would just probably be hands off and just give them a lot more money to work with, and you probably get more FromSoft stuff.
Like I wouldn't want them to buy. Don't go near Capcom. You can take Square Enix because they, in my opinion, they need fucking help.
They do need help.
But you see the guys, take the ones who aren't, like some people go, oh, Square Enix, they're amazing, but they have fucking Forspoken and shit. I would take the ones that do need help, and then obviously that I don't mind, but see the ones who are doing well, just leave them fucking be.
Square Enix definitely aren't doing fucking amazing. So they've lost 2 billion fucking market worth since Final Fantasy 16.
Although here, to actually talk about this, I know I was a bit apprehensive last week on Final Fantasy 16. I watched, there was like a previews came out, and I'm a bit more optimistic about it, especially now that I've seen more of it. I'm like, you know what? I know what you were saying about the trailer and everything looking kind of scattered, but a lot of the guys had their hands on an area, and looks quite interesting. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, but it's still not going to be anywhere near like the original. But Square Enix, they need to help me. Like even Kingdom Hearts and shit's all over the place, like it has been. But
yeah,
that'd be a good purchase for them, Square Enix. You know what?
I've lost what Kieran said it last night. Sony would probably get them. I actually think if anyone was to buy them, it would probably be Xbox. Right enough.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think PlayStation's in the buying market for that kind of stuff, like for publishers. I don't think they want that.
No,
to be honest. I think Jim Ryan actually came out and says like after all this stuff.
Daddy Ryan, do you?
It was
Daddy Jim.
He was focusing on just first party stuff and getting more first party stuff out rather than relying on third party.
Anything can change. Like there's nothing to say that PlayStation don't start releasing games that are fucking shite. Like imagine they came out and they released that Last of Us game, but at the online one, let's say it was that bad.
Yeah,
like any company can change on a whim. Like
I don't have faith in their multiplayer stuff. Like
I don't 100% like that to me.
Player, yes,
like that.
No.
It's a very Xbox move to me going this multiplayer route, and I'm like, I don't even trust you to do it.
It's not Xbox. It's just the way the industries went. Everyone's about games as a service, making money, and kind of monetizing it. And that's obviously what they want to do. That's why they bought Bungie.
Well, I think there's going to be a big shift happening, especially with some of the developers. Like moving on. So this is this company I think is actually gonna. I said I think GTA 6 is gonna be maybe a bit not gonna hit the high notes because obviously what the changes are there. But Red Dead 2 might get a next gen update, hopefully. Same email chain from May 2022. A list of potential day and date Game Pass titles mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2, D&D for Gen 9. Indicate that Microsoft expected Rockstar Games critically claimed 2018 Western game would release the 9th generation console sometime during the second quarter of its 2022 fiscal year.
Yeah.
So were they wanting to get it on Game Pass?
Yeah, so there was a list of games that were coming out and the prices that would kind of have to go and pay because they knew they were going to have kind of very little first party stuff coming out within that period. So they wanted to kind of get a lot of third party stuff on. And this was one of the games. I think it was like 300 million or something that would have to pay them to try and get it on. That was just like what they were throwing out as an estimate. So I think it's real.
We'll get this out soon if they get it out, because then if we're looking at GTA next year, we're too soon.
I think it's coming. I'm sure we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like we're just kind of waiting because it's inevitable that they bring out a PS5 version, Series X version.
See the charge 60 credits, I bet. You know what?
Oh, they will. Oh no, I'll bet too. Well, one of us a bet, like, because only one of us need to bet, but
I'd actually pay it just to play it again. 60 FPS on
it'll be full price. It makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I don't mind. Great game. Phil Spencer also came out and acknowledged the leaks. He broke his silence, went in on the massive leaks that have revealed a ton of sensitive information not made fit for public viewing. The post on X, Spencer's post was the first major acknowledgement from Microsoft's gaming arm, with Spencer noting that the company intends to share real plans when the company is ready to do so. There you are. That's really it for the Xbox news. So, Bobby, have you anything to add before we move on?
No, that's pretty much all the leaks covered.
I don't know if you really want to go into too much detail on it, but Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard, this is item 2, clears another major roadblock. So here's a week before Microsoft and Xbox continues. The UK CMA has professionally approved Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard. Not going to determine too much of information, but if you want to give us the kind of cliff notes, Bobby, what's happened?
Nothing really. I think they've just kind of
going through.
It says that they've accepted kind of the, what do you call it? The changes that Microsoft's made, but Ubisoft taking over the cloud. So it's not actually, they haven't actually full on approved it yet, but it's kind of approved it.
Yeah. There you go. Don't want to talk any more about it.
No, I think by October 12th or something like that, that's the deadline. So it should be done and dusted by then.
So some good or bad news depending. Good news if you're someone who doesn't like FOMO, like Kieran. But item 3, don't expect a new Valve Steam Deck anytime soon. So since its launch in early 2022, the Steam Deck has been nothing short of a success for both of the company and mobile PC gaming as a whole. It has led to a race among companies to get their own version of a handheld PC out to consumers to capture a seemingly untapped market. However, despite the success of the original and the competition from others, Valve is standing firm on the idea that a new Steam Deck isn't coming right away. Right now, we're looking at the kind of performance target that we have as a stable target for a couple of years. We think that it's a pretty sweet spot in terms of being able to play all the experiences from this new generation so far. The new releases are coming out with great experiences on Steam Deck. Obviously, we're working with developers for future releases and we're monitoring the feedback from there. But so far, I think it's pretty good. It's been pretty good on the horsepower front. So, Bobby, is this good or bad news? To me, it's bad because I like the idea of a Steam Deck. I hate the form factor, and I think it could be good in a few years' time. But right now, it's like, ugh.
I don't mind the form factor of it. The only thing is the battery life and stuff.
Yeah, battery life, and see you going to switch to that, mate. Oh, that screen, big black bars and everything.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Fucking,
it's not bad. I've been looking at them in the Asus pad all week.
So you, right, fair enough, we're going to have to wait on it. Bobby's been having dreams of the Asus Ally. Fuck me, will you buy this thing?
I know.
Please.
I've been looking, actually check CEX, you can get it for $550 in CEX.
You just hear that. If you're having dreams about it, this is living in your head rent free.
I know. That's the thing, I'll probably buy it and then I'll not really play it.
Oh, you won't. But you need to buy it.
I mean, the only thing is, I'm watching like videos kind of back and forth of them both, the Steam Deck and the Asus, and like the Asus is more like a PC.
Yeah.
Whereas because obviously it runs Windows and stuff, whereas the Steam Deck, if you're just playing Steam stuff on it, it's great. It just works. So I just don't know. Like I seen Elijah P and all running 60 FPS on the Steam Deck.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Can you hear crime, by the way?
No. Because they're using FSR and stuff, and it's running, like they have games running 60 FPS like on the Steam Deck and working class. So they are, the longer it's been out, obviously the more optimized that all the stuff's getting for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's pretty cool.
That's class. Like that excites me. Like,
bear in mind, like you think, oh, I'm spending $350 on the Steam Deck. If you don't play it, you sell it for $300, so you only pay like 75 quid. Realistically, for you know what I mean?
Like I could trade in if I traded in the VR
on the Switch. Why don't you trade in the Switch? You don't play that.
Okay, that would pay for, like, if I traded the Switch in as well. Pretty much pay for whatever one I want.
Why are you even keeping the Switch? Like, you don't. The Switch is great, but you have to play games on it.
I think I need something handheld for going away on holiday next year.
Metroid Prime.
But I need something.
I do not know why you haven't went for Metroid Prime. It's like you're literally this. I think you'll like it. Hollow Knight as well. You have loads of games, man. You just have to play them. It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
But I do think you are going for a little Dark Souls spell. Like imagine Dark Souls 2 on the.
I know, mate, that's because they can get them cheap too. That's the thing as well. You can get Steam games really cheap.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3, I think it's like 40 FPS on it.
That's quite good.
Do you know what I mean? It's playable, and you could play it on that in bed.
And you can get actually mods. So this is something that I didn't know about before when I had one. You go on the Nexus mods and get mods to actually make them run better.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's ones for like Starfield and all at the minute. You can go on and get mods, and it just kind of I don't know, it does something, and it makes it run like smooth 60 and stuff.
The battery's the biggest thing on that, mate. It's just a fucking killer.
Yeah, so I don't mean I'm in the house, like, so I don't mind sticking the plug in. Like that, it wasn't really, even before when I had the Steam Deck, it wasn't really a hindrance having to charge it or anything. Because I don't go out anywhere and play it. On the, say, like I had the Steam Deck and was going away on holiday or whatever on the plane. I'll play it on the plane and maybe bring a battery pack, one of them charging pack things with me if needed. But I think in the house, it wouldn't really bother me too much.
I guess the convenience is a big factor as well. I know obviously but even like how long it takes to start up, I don't even know if it doesn't take that long. But when you compare it to something like the Switch, which is it's sitting in a charging dock at all times, you lift it out and it's just there and it'll work for a few hours, and it's just fucking hell. I imagine a more powerful Switch, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine the Steam Deck with the power of Switch, the new Switch.
Like if the Switch doesn't excite me unless it does come out and it is doing 60 FPS with DLSS and stuff, and then I would maybe play some other third party games there. But like in terms of first party, their first party just doesn't do anything for me personally.
The whole thing of Dark Souls 2 and stuff, actually a good shout for you, mate, to be playing that.
Like Dark Souls, there's fucking Dark Souls 2, 3. What are the ones I've not played? No, that's out because I played Dark Souls, I played Elden Ring, I played Sekiro.
And Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Could have done Sekiro on it, mate. That would have been fucking sweet.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that there. And then there's older games as well, like Resi 5 and 6 I've been looking to do.
Yeah.
And stuff like that there, just to kind of sit and chat. I don't know. See, that's what I'm thinking more towards a Steam Deck because there's just a little bit less hassle.
Oh, you go for a Steam Deck over the Ally, 100%.
Because the Ally, I can get them both around the same price anyway, like in CX or trading in. But the Ally, I feel like there's going to be more issues with it because it's Windows. 100%. And it is essentially a PC.
People are saying
back and forth from the
team. Sticking it on.
Yeah. Like I think I didn't have a bad experience when I had the Steam Deck at all. Like I played it. I done cloud. I didn't do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. I played away at it. Like I played a lot of cloud gaming on it. But the cloud gaming itself was fantastic. Like I played a lot of Deathloop on it at the time I was playing. It was great. Like it was fucking genuinely good.
So why'd you sell it?
I don't know. I regret it. I regret it because I don't usually sell stuff. That's what I actually said when I was selling it. I was like, I don't usually do this. And then obviously I'm sitting there with fucking PSVR2 that I haven't used. And I still haven't.
Buy the fucking Steam Deck then. There you go.
Do you know what? What ones did you get?
Steam Deck.
I know that there. What fucking one? So you can get a 512 A tier, which is brand new for 550 in CX.
Well, you can always you can do two micro. Mate, there was no difference between the micro SDs. Remember this?
352.
I was just get a big memory. It's fucking.
Let me see how much the 360 for. See, it only cost me £8 if I traded in the VR for a 64 gigabyte one.
I would do that and then just get a micro SD.
I mean,
I think that's what you should do. It's obviously sitting in your head, and you are going to be playing the Souls games, and now you can play them comfortably, which would be nice.
Because it'd be nice frame rate and stuff like that. And then there's probably mods as well you can get to make it look better too.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 will be fine on it, mate. Dark Souls 2 will be pish. Be great on it. But even me, like, because I want to play Dark Souls 2 again, I'm kind of thinking, well, fuck it, Steam Deck would be nice.
Steam Deck would be nice, like, wouldn't it? Especially now that they're optimizing it more. Like, that's what's kind of got me excited. Like, the fact that, like, I could be playing Lies of P, even you, because you bought it on Steam first. You could have been playing Lies of P 60 FPS on your Steam Deck.
Well, what I'll do if you're wanting it on, if you get the Steam Deck and you want to play Lies of P, I'll enable family sharing. You can play my games. Obviously, you won't be able to play when I'm online, but I'm never online anyway.
I would do that because I have Spider-Man and stuff there too. So you can. I actually want you to try Spider-Man on the PC.
I have Dark Souls 2 and everything. Like, you'd be fine.
Oh, yeah?
Dark Souls 2. I have Dark Souls. I believe I have Dark Souls 2. I have Dark Souls 3.
Oh,
Bit of everything.
we have Sekiro as well. Don't we?
Sekiro. I mean, if you see my Steam library, you would jizz. My Steam library is insane. So let me have a wee look. Let's have a wee look. The Ball of Batmans, Pizza Bioshock, Bloodstained Borderlands. I'm just checking for Bobby here very quickly. I've load of CODs. But I've Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Elden Ring. You would also get Elden Ring, but you have that as well. Skyrim, Fallout 4. Made that fucking tons. GTA 4. Be nice on it. Yeah.
I think it's a bad Steamdeck.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solids, Middle Earth, Mortar and War. Neo Complete Edition, Bobby. Be good for you. Neo's, people love that. Be good to, you know. Yeah, mate, honestly, I have a lot of games there that you would fucking love on a Steam Deck.
I've still my wee case off the Steam Deck. My case goes
the
around
Witcher, Bobby. Witcher 3. I played that in the Steam Deck. It runs good.
I might do it.
It makes me want to get a Steam Deck again.
It's just it's the fact that when we got it at launch pretty much. So now like,
well, I got mine 4 months ago. Again, remember?
Oh, you did. You bought another one.
I did, right. I don't know why I sold it.
Yeah. No, I think now that they are getting more support for it, and it's been out over a year now, so software and all up to date, and with the Nexus mods, being able to actually add stuff to them to make them run better. I think it's fantastic.
I think you should do it. We'll move on though. I think people who are listening to this probably doesn't want to hear about Bobby potentially banning a Steam Deck.
I'm going to do it. Fuck it.
There you are. So item 4, Ubisoft announces the Division 3 in the least exciting way possible. News comes via a press release sent to various outlets from the French publisher. It confirms that Star Wars Outlaws creative director Julien Garrity has been made a new executive producer of the new Division series. Casually as you like, the press release states that Massive Entertainment, development of the first 2 entries, is actively building a team for the development of Division 3. Currently, Massive Entertainment is heading up development for Star Wars Outlaws and Frontiers of Pandora, the latter of which will release before the year's out on December 7th. So I like Division, and it's going to be a few years before you see this, but there is a Division game, Frontlands, isn't it? Or Heartlands?
There's a DLC, Heartlands, I think, and then there's one coming to mobile, or it's out in mobile.
No, it's not DLC. There's literally a Division game coming out.
Oh, is that the mobile one?
I don't think. I think it's is it a mobile one?
I think there is a mobile one coming out. I'm near sure.
Let me have a wee Google here. So Division Heartlands. Probably totally wrong. Oh shit, I'm dropping my phone. I'm in my pocket like a fucking retard. Division Heartlands. Why is my internet not on my phone? The Division Heartland is a free-to-play PvE focused. I don't think it is out yet. Not out yet, but it's supposed to be out this year, and it's coming to these gen consoles.
Yeah, I thought it was DLC for the 2.
So no, it's just a free-to-play one.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So yeah, I like Division 2. Be nice. Obviously, you're going to be looking probably 4 years here for the next one. So other than that, though, that's really there. The only last piece of news is item 5, Star Wars 3, Jedi 3, confirmed by actor. Now, I actually I thought it was talking about, Star Wars Jedi Academy 3, but basically at Comic-Con in Florida, Cameron Monaghan of Star Wars Jedi fame. I wouldn't say he's off Star Wars fame. I would say he's famous from fucking, what do you call it? Playing the Joker. But for a panel in the game series, it was there that the actor announced that the Jedi 3 is in development. We're working on the 3rd game, and we're in the process of doing it right now. So that's a big undertaking, and there's been some conversations so far. But hopefully, when all things are said and done, we'll be able to get going in and make something really cool for you guys again. So, Bobby, I know you're probably sitting there Googling about your Steam Deck because now it's got you excited, but
I'm still listening though.
I know you're sitting there. It's right now. You're like, fuck, I really want to get the Steam Deck.
I'm just checking the stores of where it is.
But Jedi 3, I'll say it was a given.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, especially with the ending. A survivor as well, you know, kind of like in the spoilers, just the way he was kind of left.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I mean, that's probably worth playing a game soon with the patch. But yeah, there's not really much to add. It was a great game. If anyone hasn't played it and they have played the first one, I thought the first one was good. I thought the second one was amazing. Probably could be game of the year. I think it's gonna be definitely in the discussions. But
if I had came out, you know, like full on, you know, polished in terms of performance, I think that would 100% be in the running for game of the year.
Yeah,
definitely, because a very good game, like combat and world design, enemies was all really good. Story.
We did play it on very easy, which probably
didn't I play it? I played it on. I think I played it on normal.
We both played it on easy.
That's what it was then. Because there's one below that, isn't there?
Yeah, well, we played it on an easy mode because we were saying, I remember you saying about there's a certain fight you were like, I fucking regret playing it on easy. I think.
Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah.
See, this is what I mean, mate. It's like, if you give me the option to play on easy, if I get like kind of bored, I'll do it. Whereas if you give me the option to play on nothing but normal or the intended way, I'll do it and I'll enjoy it more. Like, that's what I like about From Games and Liza P. There's options to make it easier, but, you know, you're not throwing it in your face. But that's really it for the news. So really what we're going to get into is what we've been playing this week. So before we also get into what me and Bobby's have been playing, I'll maybe just cover, before we go into the whole conversation on Liza P, because you haven't played that, talk a wee bit more about Mortal Kombat 1. So this week, I don't know, I must have got FOMO or something, but I was like, fuck it, I want to buy Mortal Kombat 1 and play it. And I finished the campaign. Bobby, you're not hopping into it at all. Have you no intention of giving it a go?
I've no intention yet until I beat 11.
Okay.
For me personally, I know you watched just a recap of it, but it'll bug me if I don't do it myself.
So let me have a wee look here. So yeah, basically what happens then for that is it is very much dependent on playing 11, in my opinion, especially later on in the game. See, when I first started, like, I am a lapsed Mortal Kombat fan. I fucking loved the original Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, PS2 generation, and didn't like X. I love 9, didn't like 10 or 11. And probably the first 3/4 just came out, I was like, fuck, this is phenomenal, this story.
Yeah.
And then it does unfortunately go to shit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does a wee bit, yeah. So to give you a bit of background, okay. The stuff that happens that involves 11, not to go into too much spoilers, but it's almost like going forward, I don't know where you go from here because they've kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah.
But, I genuinely thought it was a very good story. It's still fucking Mortal Kombat cheese. Like, it's not a well polished story and things like that, but generally laughed out loud a few times with Johnny Cage and stuff. But I did enjoy it. Story was good up until the last 3/4, and then it does fall off a cliff. And what ended up happening is I feel like they ran it out of time. Like, this is what I'm saying with Warner Brothers. It's like the game, the way it ends, it just goes literally just jank at the end. Like, cutscenes go janky. It's like you can tell, like, you cut this, you didn't finish the cutscenes kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, your Mortal Kombat 11 was in 2019. They're typically quite good at getting games out. Like, I think Mortal Kombat 10 was 2015. Then you had Justice 2 2017, and then Mortal Kombat 11 2019. But obviously you had Aftermath DLC, which was 5 hours, so that's almost like a new game on top.
Yeah, it is in terms of like a storyline, because their stories are usually around that long, 5 to 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, but you have so much more changes now. Like, it's not just a wee bit of a change and then story. It's you're doing massive amounts of change for the game, but it just, honestly, there's parts of it and I'm like, cut here, and it ends in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They could build it up to something that just ends. It's really silly how it ends. So I beat it and I was kind of like, fuck, this fell off a big time. You know, it went from really good to being like a very mediocre game. Like,
worth your 65 quid?
No, it's not worth 65 quid, but you know what? I'm going to play online And as soon as I went online, mate, old style menus and complete lag. You're talking about 195 millisecond, and it was plugged in as well. And it was just when you compare something like more Street Fighter 5 or 6, sorry, which does the online so much better. I was just like, it's not even playable. I had to delete it. I was like, I'm not going to play it. Generally, it's at that stage, and there's an invasions mode, which takes away the crypt, I believe, and a lot of people are in online about that because it's pure grinding, but it's supposedly lacking a lot of features there that were there for 11 at launch.
Yeah,
but so it's good. It is I think Blessing kind of funny says it's reminiscent of PS2 era.
Yeah,
I can see what he meant. There's stuff that happens and kind of plot lines and stuff. I'm like, okay, but I did enjoy it. Like, it was a very good game up until that. So to me, it was probably sitting, I would have said top 3 games that I played this year in terms of enjoyment. It's probably sitting at a 4 for a long time, and it's dropped to a 3 for me. So
I'm glad I didn't buy it then.
No, but
Tim's looking to play it. So he's played them all, but he says he doesn't really want to play full price, so he doesn't play full price or anything, like, to be honest. But like, he's smart waiting for this one to maybe drop in sale.
I don't know. I mean, there's one, I think it was Deception, had a whole campaign that I loved and all, and I loved Deadly Lands. I just didn't feel like I wanted to do anything else in it, and I kind of was like annoyed at myself that it didn't maybe stick with Street Fighter, because it seems, I do have an impression that with a fighter you probably need to stick with one, and just play it. I kind of miss 3D fighters. Do you know that? Like, I actually don't mind the 2D side, like just go left and right, but I do miss kind of the 3 aspect, because when I was playing Tekken 7 earlier in the year, that was good. It was like another bit of strategic with, on top of it, where you can kind of go and move out of the pathway. So I'm kind of hyped for Tekken 8. Tekken 7 had bad netcode though. Hopefully they fix that, and I think they are going to.
Did you see the wee replay thing they're doing with Tekken 8?
The 10 seconds that you can change
thing. So if you're watching a replay, that you can stop it at any point, and they give you 10 seconds to try and change what happened.
Is it only on replays then? Yeah.
Yeah. Quite cool though. It's quite a cool feature. Just just to see if you can change the fight up. Maybe you're on like a perfect run, to not get hit, and it fucks up. Maybe you can go back to that point and change it up to try and see if you can get that perfect run.
To me, Mortal Kombat isn't a competitive fighter. It's very much
like, anytime I play, I just do the story. I enjoy I do enjoy the story. Usually the stories are good. The cutscenes are really good and high quality. That's what I like about it. But I think I haven't played Tekken in years, but it would have been one I mainly played would have been Street Fighter 4.
Tekken is very slow, but it's like, it's slow, but then because it's slow, it's more methodical. Like, I went and played a few rounds of Street Fighter 5 or 6, sorry, and it seemed a bit more like I'm trying to bait the opponent to take to try and do like a heavy attack, so I have a few frames so I can do something on the counter. So even Street Fighter 6, it's more like kind of give and take, whereas Mortal Kombat's just complete. People are spamming online.
Yeah.
And they were spamming, there was lag everywhere, and I was like, you know what? No, this isn't going to be the fighter. Now, Mortal Kombat, I'll play them with the story because I enjoy them for what they are. But I think that's it for Mortal Kombat. So hopefully Tekken 8, I'll be buying that, definitely. But hopefully that's the one for me, because when I did play Tekken 7, I actually preferred it the most. It's very weighty when you're hitting them and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like, it feels good when you're actually getting into it. But no, so that's on that. So apart from that, don't know if you want to talk about Lies of P or want to talk about quickly on FIFA.
We'll go into FIFA first, sure, and then we'll
Lies of P's going to be
Lies of P together.
So game of the year.
Fuck off.
Mate, you have no interest in FIFA then, no?
I'm going to download it. I can give it a go. I've no interest in getting into like Ultimate Team and all, like you're doing.
So see, Ultimate Team. See, before I ever played it, I was always like, no, it's not for me. It sounds melting. The way it works and all, I don't want to learn it. But the whole thing with Ultimate Team is you have, like, so on Wednesday, they released the web app. Okay. And on the web app, you have, it gives you like a few packs or whatever, but it did a bit different this year. But typically what you do is you get a few packs, and then on the web app, there's the whole trading market. So I might pack a player who's worth 80,000 coins, and I can sell them on the web app. And then you can kind of do like transfer market. I could buy someone, hold them, and then let the market increases. Okay. So there's an app called Footbin, and that tells you like, this is what they're selling for. This is the history of the transfers. And then obviously it gives you kind of like comments. People are commenting on certain players. It tells you the previous cards of what they had, and then when their special cards come out, it tells you how they've improved and so on. So I use all this in conjunction with the game. But on Friday when the game came out, I got 4,500 FIFA points, got the game a week early, and I just got all the packs and done what's called SBCs. They're called squad building challenges. So I'll give an example. There's one like saying hybrid and league nations where it's like get 10 players from the same league that are different nationalities, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to have a certain amount of chemistry points. So people look at that and they think, fuck, I don't want to do all that. It's melting. But that Footbin app tells you solutions. And there might be like 50 solutions. But the problem is everyone else is doing them. So the coins on the certain players who might even be shit go up. There's a whole economy in the back scene of it. But they give you certain packs. So I haven't spent any money. And I have an 87 rated team. Like my team right now is better than any opponent I faced.
So do you link your account into this app on your? Is it an app on your phone?
Yeah, it's your EA account.
Right.
And when I'm not playing it, I'll go on and I'll look at my team and go, fuck this player here. Who do I have? I have a centre back. Mm-hmm. But then I'll go on Footbin and see who's popular and goes, oh, actually, there's this guy who's. So I'll give an example. I have a centre back who's rated 82. Mm-hmm. He's worth more than some people who are way higher rated on him. But the reason being is he's meta. So he has a high pace as a centre back. And then there's a whole thing with like, different kind of cards that you can give them where you put something like a chemistry cell on, like a shadow, which increases their pace. So there's a whole fucking. This is like no one plays seasons anymore. Like if you go on the seasons on FIFA, there's typically like 7,000 people playing. All of them are playing Ultimate Team because it's so much faster paced than normal FIFA. It's a totally different game. And to see like actually playing FIFA 23 on seasons compared to Ultimate Team, it's a different game. Ultimate Team is more arcadey. It's kind of what is
this it here? FUT24 draft builder Footbin?
No. It would be if you're at EA Sports.
Right. Okay.
Companion. If you go on App Store.
EA Sports. F24 or FC24 companion.
Yeah, that's it. You use that and you use Footbin, but like there's Chris, my mate, who's also got it early. He's a team. His best players like 2,000 coins. Like I packed a Mohamed Salah who had a rare card because he'd done well last month, and he's rated 90. And I haven't spent any money. But in terms of how it is every year, this is what I want to kind of vent about is every year EA slows the game right down at the start. Like right now, it's so slow compared to last year's FIFA. But what they do is they'll start patching over the year and it'll naturally go back to feeling like you're skating on ice. It's all really fluid. Whereas right now, it just feels like real football, quite slow and stuff.
Yeah.
But very competitive, mate. Like it is I've never played a game where people are more competitive because people will you can play someone and you get a feel for how they are because they can start just trolling and there's no talk at all, but just the way they play, you can see when they're pissed off and stuff. So fucking good, but the amount of messages I get fucking piss you off.
Yeah.
But you have your divisions, so you can't go down divisions, but you go up them. So it's hard to rank up. It's very sweaty, but I've been living FIFA for the past 48 hours, mate. Living and breathing it. So I think I've probably put in about 24 hours since Friday. But
interesting. Yeah. See, I would get into if I would get into all that there, like but I would spend money probably.
I don't mind spending money. If at the end of the day I spend money on games I don't like. But saying that, then this is the one true thing, mate, is you can have a really good team. It doesn't mean you're gonna win. And that's the truth of it, because people think, oh well, it's pay to win. My team now, I'm still getting beat with people who have fucking a 78 player. It doesn't. It's about the player rather than the players, to be honest with you, and that's been the case all the time. Like me and Chris packed someone called Rude Gullet, which is an icon card, so you can have like Terry Henry and stuff. They'll release these cards throughout the year. They're extremely hard to pack. But Chris packed someone who's worth 4.5 million coins, and my team at the stage was like 80,000 coins worth, and I was still beating him, and his whole team was far superior than mine.
Yeah.
So it is. It's people think, oh, it's pay to win. It's not. It's you've meta cards and stuff, so you can still compete without spending a penny. And I actually watch a lot of YouTubers who do like RTGs. They'll not spend money, and there's objectives as well. So for example, there's a mode called squad battles. So you get like packs for saying, score 100 goals and you'll get a pack. But what you can do is you can go into squad battles, and then you can put on easy, and you're playing against AI, and you can go like score 10 headers, but you'll get a free pack that's actually worth 50,000 coins. There's all these things that people do every year, but that's kind of when you go into that, mate, and you see, okay, there's actually a lot to this. It's a fucking rabbit hole. Like usually for 2 months, FIFA has me like in the start every time.
I can tell.
Great though. But I did. I was like, we've been playing Liza P. Bobby. After the podcast last week, you crumbled and bought it on PS5, which is fucking
I
bonkers.
did. A day early, like one day I had to wait to get it on Xbox, but I bought it anyway for you. For you, mate. I knew you were stuck playing on PC. And I felt bad.
Yep. I would have played on PC anyway. But
you weren't enjoying it, mate. You weren't. I wouldn't do that on you.
I haven't been even fucking playing on all week. That's the problem.
That's because of FIFA.
But it was Mortal Kombat. I tried to literally put on Mortal Kombat. It's like I'll play for an hour and end up just getting sucked in. But so obviously I hyped it up last week. Has it lived up to your hype?
Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't it? Brilliant.
It's fantastic. Like, it's fucking fantastic. But there's a lot of issues with it still. And
this is stuff that I've started to say. So last week, and I just want to clear this up. Last week I said better than Bloodborne. Okay. It was early days. I think it could. The thing is, it could be better than Bloodborne without some issues to balance. And that's the truth of it. And I think the game needs severely balanced in terms of. And I think it probably will. But I think that's what From does really well is everything is finely tuned. It's not just releasing and going, oh, we're going to change it. Whereas, well, obviously I talked about it last week. I'll be honest with you. I restarted on PlayStation 5, got to just a bit ahead of where I was last time. I think last time I was about to go to the Bishop, or was.
Yeah.
Now I beat the Bishop and I'm on the next stage next. So Bobby, I'll let you. Literally, this is your thoughts and impressions on Liza P, because I wouldn't have anything new to add apart from what I've discovered maybe that's different this time around on my new playthrough. So take it away.
So you went Dax again, didn't you?
Went Dax again, yeah.
Dax. So I'm motivity, so pretty much strength build.
I don't like can I just say, when I use the strength weapon, I don't like it because I always try and get off more hits, and it's so slow to have a block right after you're hitting. It annoyed me. I was like, I'm too used to Dex. You
have to time it. Like, you have to actually learn the weapon and the swings and stuff like that, and the timing of it, because if you go in for a swing, sometimes you're going to get hit straight away after, depending on the boss and things like that there. So you need to kind of work with that, which is kind of the hard thing about the strength build. But I done Dark Souls with a strength build as well, so that's kind of, I would have been Dax before. Would have been like a katana or something like that there. But
you would want the Dex. Like, do you not find strength really just slow? And
I enjoy it.
I love the nimbleness, mate. I love the whole fast play style of like even Sekiro and stuff. I've always kind of
I love Sekiro and stuff like that there. But I do like just wielding a big ass fucking sword.
Now I have changed my weapon to more medium pace, maybe a wee bit more on the slower side than the rapier and stuff.
That's
which is
one of the boss weapons that you got, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more like the great sight.
The Kieran's been fucking using all the fucking ergo for the tool.
Yeah.
It says on it, like, it says it's a boss ergo, it may be
used for
I think it says something like it might be worth holding on to or something like that there. So it's a hint that you can do something with it.
It's almost like Dark Souls, but
it is.
They are really just trying to tell you shit rather than Dark Souls being very obscure.
Yeah,
like,
so they're trying to hold your hand a wee bit. So in terms of like what you need to do as well, so if you go to your Stargazer, which is the bonfire,
shows you the faces.
It shows you the faces. Or if it's a quest, that'll show you like what you need. So there's a certain, like, see that baby one we done. It'll show you the baby at the location where you need to go. So it kind of holds your hand a wee bit in that sense, which I'm happy enough with, because like them Dark Souls games and stuff. Sometimes you have no clue.
I don't really do it in Dark Souls. I know you do quite a bit.
Yeah, you have no clue what to do or where to go. So I don't mind that kind of aspect of it. It's really unbalanced. Like what you were saying is with the enemies and stuff. The enemies are so unbalanced. The normal ones are so easy to kill. I don't really have any challenge to them. But the elites, they're not hard, but they just have so much health, which make it a bit more difficult. And I think I would like to see them be a bit more challenging, but their health just brought down a wee bit, because I have a level +3 boss weapon. My motivity's at like 27, and I've done the, what do you call it, the handle. I've got it up to motivity A, so I should be absolutely racking them there. In the video I sent you, it was doing like a smidge of damage, just the normal hits. So that's not right.
So I wonder, like, I'm obviously reading a lot on the Twitter page, and mate, honestly, there's some people that are saying they love it, but it is quite negative, and a lot of people are cracking up about the blocking, saying, you take Sekiro, it's a bit more methodical.
Yeah.
The whole issue now is you do a parry, and it doesn't stagger them. They're just going to keep hitting. So it's like,
yeah,
it's just harder to do it rather than
but
that.
if you are getting perfect parries over and over again,
It's that then it will ruin their
then it will stagger them a lot faster.
yeah.
So yes, the timing on it is really fucking tough to get.
Yeah.
But it's there, like, it is there to play with. You just need to be really good at it.
No, but I'm doing a mixture like of blocking and dodging and stuff. But I mean, I'm a bit like kind of like fuck's sake, because a lot of people are saying online about how it's not. They're not saying it's hard because it's just a challenge. It's hard as if it's broken kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's just not balanced. And I don't want to play some like. No, I don't want to play some. I'm going to keep playing it, but I mean, like, I don't want to be challenged just for the sake that it's just a fucking janky fight rather than it's a well balanced fight. Like you look at any, because obviously Kieran came out and said it's better than Sakura, and he said obviously it was joking, but we know the truth. He definitely does believe it is.
Yeah.
Sakura, when you got stuck on a boss, see at the end of it, like you could go back to that boss.
You knew him.
Obliterate it. You knew it. Like you could obliterate it. Whereas I feel with this, you might beat a boss, but then if you try and go back, you might just lose them again. There's no real kind of. There is obviously patterns, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just
the boss fights. I think I've been dead on so far. I don't think they haven't been hard anyway.
I'm up against any other ones that you have not fought. That you have fought. You fought any past mine? Obviously, I'm just past the bishop.
Yeah, I've done a couple. Like the kind of they're bosses, but they're not the main boss at the end of the chapter kind of thing. So I've done a few of them. After the next one you'll come across, I think was easier. Kieran actually said I would find it harder because I parry, but I was still doing it and still able to parry. What is it?
Is it a big beast that jumps through wood or something?
No, that's not a boss either. That's just that's an elite. He's a cock.
He's melted. Put me down. But
he wasn't too bad if you parry him. Or not, sorry, if you parry him, that's kind of a parry one because he is quite full on with his swings. So it's one that you want to parry and you break his weapon.
See, it seems there's some bosses that are meant to be parried and some that are meant to be dodged. Kind of my thought process.
There is. I think you can take it whatever way you want to play, regardless. But I think there's certain bosses that will just be better to parry or will be better to dodge.
You know your one with a shield, for example?
Yeah, I parried him.
Yeah, I parried him because he does like free bags against you. But if you dodge him, he's just piss at that stage.
Yeah.
So overall, what's your kind of thoughts on it then? Obviously, I know you're kind of thinking it's unbalanced, but is it exceeded expectations or did I kind of...
No, like I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fucking fantastic. There's just the balancing issues. I think for me personally that need changed.
Fuck, I would see you if you try. Have you tried Dark Souls 3? Like you played a bit,
just a wee bit, and then that's when I just went back and done Dark Souls 1.
You know, some games. I would love to hear your impressions, even Bloodborne and Dark Souls.
We'll get there. I'll get them on the Steam Deck,
But I will
chipping away at them. But
you played it.
I started on PS5 obviously because I bought it last Sunday. Moved the Xbox, played out on Xbox a lot yesterday. Got further than the PS5 save. Xbox was pissing me off last night, so I went on to the PlayStation version, and then I've just continued on with that. So I went and beat the Bishop last night in the PS5 as well. Moved on to the next area. I'm about to go up against the boss after that. That's kind of where I took off last night. But I'm really enjoying it. My most negative thing about it is the elite enemies. They're just too beefy for their health. I think the upgrading and all is pretty easy enough to do. The wee arm thing, I need to use it more. I don't use it often enough. I keep saying that I'm going to use it, but I just don't use it. But that's maybe something, as the more I play, the more I'll get used to, because obviously there's bosses that are weak to things like fire and electric and stuff like that, and you kind of need to take advantage of that.
So this is where the problem is. You've a lot going on, but none of it's been perfected. Whereas in like Bloodborne, everything that's happening there is perfected. Sakura, everything that's happening there is perfected. Whereas you've so much fucking different things at your arsenal. It's basically went, what's everything that Dark Souls and Bloodborne's ever done? Let's try it all at once.
Yeah.
Rather than let's do some things and do it perfect. So I think that's where maybe there's a bit of a disparity from like.
I think they need to open the perfect parry window a wee bit.
I think they will. They're going to open it.
I think just a wee. It's super tight. It's super tight to actually get, like really, really hard to get. And because obviously most of the enemies are different and slower and stuff like that. There, it's hard just to actually go in like I was with Sakura. I'm parrying absolutely everything that come at me. It's a really tight window. I would like to see it opened a wee bit. I'd like to see the elite's boss, the elite guys, their health be brought down a wee bit.
And bear in mind, we still haven't gotten to the parts that people are saying are challenging.
Yeah, I don't mind challenging, but what I do mind is when it's unbalanced.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if it starts getting really unbalanced, it's going to be frustrating.
It's going to annoy me, like, because I am enjoying it. I think it's a good game. I think the story is a lot more in your face.
Yeah, I'm kind of like reading everything.
Yeah, it's a lot more there than it is with Dark Souls and stuff like that, which I like. But it's just the balancing issues. I really need that. I don't mind a hard boss. You can kick my ass all you want all day, and I'll beat you at some point. But it's when it's unbalanced, and then it's like I dread when I see an elite enemy coming up because I know it's going to be annoying as fuck, and I'm going to use most of my health. And
yeah,
that's me. That one I sent you, like that was me after I walked it. I knew he was coming because I done it in the Xbox version. I went through. I'd already faced like some other big elite bear thing, and I had to go to him, and I had fuck all health left. So it was kind of lucky that I got him, but at the same time, I dreaded it because I just knew he's just going to be a sponge.
I'll tell you what my concern is, and I've seen a picture that gives me this. My concern is late game, they just start throwing shit at you for the sake of it to be challenging. Mm-hmm. So I'll give you an example. There's a scene that someone sent the picture and was like, this is getting ridiculous. And it was rafters. And I want you to imagine like a small, skinny rafter. But on the other side of it, it had one of those guys with two shields just stand there right on the rafter. And someone's like, can you kick him off? And said, no, you can't hit him off.
Now see the P organs.
Yeah. You
can upgrade your dodge and stuff like that there to give you like a double dodge and stuff like that.
So I have that, and then there's a dodge from the ground that actually I think normal Souls games usually do it, where when you're on your back you can dodge away.
Yeah,
this doesn't have it.
There's something. See, there was one time I would have needed that there. See the big elite guys, the fire ones.
Where are they?
They were in the factory where you turned off the floor. If they hit you down, a certain hit they get you. If they get you down on your back, and you for some reason I couldn't dodge out of it. As soon as they get you down, they will pummel you about 4 or 5 hits, and you just can't escape it.
I see.
And I don't know whether that's because I was a wee bit too heavy, or that's just if you get hit, that's you fucked. But that there really pissed me off.
This is what I mean. It's like I don't find when I'm playing a From game, I get much kind of things, and I'm going, this is wrong. Whereas it just works. Whereas with this, I'm like, it's a replica. If everything's fixed, could it be better in Bloodborne? I do think, yeah. It could be a much better game than Bloodborne because it's taking everything that's came off after Bloodborne in terms of improvements as well and incorporating them. But
the world design is really, I really like it.
Does it go batshit crazy or does it stay quite just normal?
I'll not say nothing.
Because Bloodborne goes batshit crazy and that's a big plus for it.
It hasn't gone crazy yet, but it's had one wee moment and a wee moment that's like Dark Souls.
Because if it stays just normal Victorian kind of esque style, I think that's a bit of a bummer.
Oh no, I think it changes up in terms of the areas and stuff like that there, but that's a bit later into the game. So at the minute we've got like the 4 core areas. So if you go and talk to the Pinocchio man guy that made you,
Geppetto.
Yeah, so Geppetto. So I know some of the reviewers were saying that there as well. They just thought it was the 4 areas, and then once you do that, then the game opens up and just takes you different places. But in terms of like the shortcuts and stuff, shortcuts are really good. They're quite generous with the shortcuts as well. They're not mind blowing like Dark Souls was, but Dark Souls is like you had shortcuts in Dark Souls, but then you also had these moments where you were traversing through something for ages, and then you go up a ladder, and then you open a door, and you're like, "Holy fuck, I'm here! I haven't been here in like fucking ages, and it's just right there in front of me."
With the shortcuts, didn't he was saying, because obviously Kieran saying it's better than Sekiro, but he hasn't really played any of them.
He hasn't played any of them. He can't say them.
But I said it's like I like the shortcuts, but they're a bit they're shortcuts that me and you could come up with. Is the truth of it?
Yes, they're not mind blowing. They're not. Oh my god! Like holy shit!
They're like Star Wars Jedi kind of shortcuts where you go
like you can actually see them sometimes though. Like there's certain bits where you get to, you'll go to a Stargazer, you'll see the door to your left that's locked, and you're like, all right, that's a shortcut. I'm going to get to that there here in about 10 minutes.
Whereas if I take Dark Souls, like the way that world's entwined,
I
don't think I could come up with that. it's not just an easy wee shortcut. It's like it's just a lot more in depth. But
No, that's great. Dark Souls is insane. The way
oh
it's
man,
all connected, like it's unbelievable.
you know, when you're fighting, I'll give you an example. In the Undead Burg, you've got the stairs that take you to is it Taurus demon or Stray demon? You know, the one that you always like, I was going up the ladder to kill him, jump down.
Yeah.
You know, there. That is the same tower if you keep going down to Havel that leads out to the Dead Root Basin.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, that leads out, to the Hydra.
Mate, that is bonkers. It's not even like whereas the shortcuts in this game are area based, like you won't have a shortcut so far, might change, but you don't have a shortcut that leads you into a totally different area. Like I'm not opening a door and it leads back in the fiery starting area, or it's leading me right back to Hotel Kratz. You know, apart from it kind of all branches off. It does what some Souls games like Dark Souls 3 will do that, but to be fair, even Dark Souls 3's interconnectivity, even though it's level based, is still somewhat impressive, where you'll have like the start of the level to the very end of the level kind of, and it's all kind of, it's more like you're talking like you know, Dark Souls 3 first area, you start on like a roof, almost like a top of a castle, and it'll be right to the bottom of the village and the shortcut will open. So yeah, it's very much shortcuts I think me and you could make, put it that way, whereas no one in my opinion that I know could do a fucking shortcut like the ones in Dark Souls. That's why it's the goat. But would you like to say anything to Kieran there, who says that this is much better than Sekiro's combat?
He's full of fucking shit. That actually really I knew he was weighing me up. Just
well,
fucking...
Kieran, can you listen to this? He messaged me saying he's winding you up, and I goes, I don't think you are. And then eventually was like, well, no, I do think some things. And I was like, no, he does. Kieran
he does. No, he probably does, but I think he actually just initiated it to try and wind me up. There is no game that has better combat than Sekiro.
Oh, that's phenomenal. So satisfying.
It's the most satisfying, rewarding combat I've ever had in the game.
Imagine it with DualSense features.
Imagine like they're going to do the combat again. They're going to have to do it because it's like the best combat ever. Like it's insane. They'll do it again. Yeah. But when are we getting that? When are we getting Sekiro 2?
So good, man.
Give it to me.
Honestly, love it.
Amazing. And I hope it doesn't come to Game Pass.
What are you doing the rest of the day then? What's your agenda in gaming?
Liza P, and maybe see what time she gets back here, and maybe go out and get the Steamdeck.
I'm
gonna go
ball.
Games downloaded on.
I'll get you my. As soon as you get it, just message me. I'll hop on and get you my family sharing. You can play all my games. I don't give a fuck. Well, I'm gonna play some FIFA, maybe some Liza P later. But before we do go, games releasing this week. So, EA Sports FC 24 Muggle Edition, for all you peasants out there who just play seasons, releases on the 29th. So 5 days this Friday. If you're playing it, gives Ultimate Team a go. Big one, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion. I know I said last week that it was coming out this week, and you were saying no, it's actually next week.
Yeah, that was the update.
The 2.0 patch.
Mm-hmm.
I could be tempted, Bobby. I might buy this.
Seriously?
25 quid?
I'm going to buy the Razzie DLC. I don't know if you're going to play it or not, but I'm going to get it. PlayStation.
It's not free?
No, it's $7.99. But it's like a full 4 to 5 hour experience. So,
is it?
Yeah, that's people are giving off about it because like it's $7.99, and then like you could have Resi 3. It was a full price game.
I'll probably try it. I probably would.
3 hours long.
If it's getting really good reviews, I try it. But if it's getting like
I think it's getting like 9s and stuff.
Oh, is it out now?
Yeah, it's out now. Yeah, I haven't got around to getting it because I only turned the PlayStation on last night. But I'm going to grab it because it's only $7.99.
What's it called again? The mod?
Separate Ways, maybe.
Separate Ways. I never played the original, but it was out there. Metacritic. Let me see. Separate Ways. Okay, wow. It's an 89 on Metacritic.
Is it?
So
I'll grab it.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. Yeah, I would play it.
Halloween season coming anyway.
Yeah, I'll probably wait until Halloween season. But apart from that, Phantom Liberty's out there. I don't know if I'll get round to it, but coming up. What do we have in October here? The start of October?
There's Forza. Which I I don't even know how much I'll play either myself personally, but there's Forza, then we've got Spider-Man, Mirage. I think I got moved forward on it, but I still don't know about Assassin's Creed though, to be honest. It depends, I think, on what I've got going on at the time in terms of gaming.
Yeah. I'll bring you straight. So we've got Mirage, October 5th.
Yeah. Was that 5th?
Yeah. So very soon. We've got Forza Motorsport on the 10th.
It's the 5th as well if you do early access.
Lords of the Fallen, 13th October.
13th?
Mate, this is one, I don't know if it's going to do good, but that's one that I'm like, if you do good, like
It looks good. It looks good. But there hasn't been any demos, at least with Liza P. We got to try the demo and be like, right, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
That's a wait and see.
To be fair, November's quite shit. Is Call of Duty not November?
Yeah.
And then December, obviously, we're going to get Avatar. So, to be honest with me, kind of what I'm looking at is October, maybe. Assassin's Creed Mirage, maybe. Probably not.
I think I would rather go Lords of the Fallen over it.
Yeah. Motorsport, I'll try Motorsport for thoughts anyway on my PC.
If I get the early access one, which I probably will, then you can get it on the PC.
Yeah. Or just for impression. I doubt I'll get really into it, like, but you never know. I guess
you got into GT for a while.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the only one I'm kind of thinking is definitely gonna be played is Spider-Man. And to be fair, I'm not too fussed.
What about Mario?
Don't know. I'm not a big Mario guy, man. Not a big Mario guy. I don't know. Maybe it depends. If I get FOMO, if all the hype gets me bought in,
man, you'll probably get it.
Yeah, it depends on the hype, doesn't it? Yeah. Might get it for Logan as well. Well, obviously I'll get it. Logan gets it, so
play together.
Could do, aye. But I'll do for this week. So next week, hopefully, have more impressions of more Liza P.
The big 4-0 next week, episode 40.
I know. Might actually have some Cyberpunk impressions as well. I do feel like I feel like I played it and I felt like it still wasn't there when I played it.
Yeah. This is like a complete overhaul, like
that. I wish I kind of just waited, but when was a cunt? I was a big offender on that time, but other than that, that'll do us for this week. A nice hour and 37 minutes.
Nice.
If you like the pod, like and subscribe, leave a review, and send your hate mail to redditpod@gmail.com. Bobby, have you anything to add before we go?
Kieran's a fruit. Just.
There you are. Kieran, get good. That'll do. Bobby, get your Steamdeck. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.